Well, 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 welcome to the Architects of Fate streaming extravaganza. That's right, you found the self-proclaimed original Twitch TTRPG stream that lets you shake up our world. Now pay attention because this is how it works. If you'd like to add some loops to this roller coaster ride of the show, you're gonna need fate chips. Now these magical loyalty points can be earned just by watching, following, hosting, subscribing, or just engaging with us in the chat. It's like free money, Pete. With your fate chips, you can use your powers as an architect to heal your favorite players, summon items that will make their adventure a lot easier, or a lot harder. You can even make players say or sing outrageously silly things. Think of those possibilities. But wait. There is more. You can also toss our unsuspecting heroes into random encounters that will leave them sweating, strategizing, and questioning their life choices. All it takes is a quick redeem command in the chat. You choose the item or action and the player you want to mess with, and we'll take it from there. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourselves for a mind-blowing spectacle of storytelling and mayhem. We've got adventure, we've got drama, and more surprises than a clown car at a kid's birthday party. So let's go! Well, welcome to the...
Hey everybody, so good to have you back here at the Architects of Fate, joining us tonight for another exciting session of Conan, Adventures in an Age Undreamed of by Modifius Entertainment. It's so great to have you here today. Sorry we've had a couple of missed sessions and a few other things coming on, but we are back in action tonight, ready to entertain and ready to just have a good time ourselves. Hope you guys get to enjoy tonight. I want to introduce some cast members before we get started. First off, most importantly, the man behind the scenes, the director, the moderator, and the one keeping us all running. That would be Nat on the back end. You can't see him, but he's always watching, Mr. Wazowski.
Always watching.
Always watching. After that, we've got a great cast of characters tonight. I'm going to start out. Let's go counterclockwise from the way that I can see myself on the screen. Starting out first would be Tsang, the emissary from far off Katai, formerly 12 foot tall and now trying not to stab his friends.
Mm-hmm.
Friends.
Not exactly sure I'm trying so hard to not stab my friends.
After that, we have Abratek, the zealous witch hunter, who is quite inexperienced in the hunting of ghosts. But if there's witches, them titties being slashed off, if you've seen our first chapter. Next, we have Thornicius, the Bostonian archer, wilderness ranger, and man about town. After that is Zinnia, our mercenary queen, the silver-plated bitch herself, and the one that strikes fear into the hearts of all those that would dare cross blades, or circular blade things, or fists, or bows, or daggers, or take a horse at her too quick. You know, just avoid conflict with her. It's probably for the best.
Probably.
And finally, for my cast of characters, we have Verai, the shadowy assassin, the damage dealer, and the one who's not going to let you get into conflict with her, because by the time she's decided conflict is beginning, you're already stabbed in the face. And I will be playing the part of Crom, the god who cares not for your worries and laughs at your mortal plans. But I might chuckle at a well-laid pun, though. The party finds themselves in the Nimrodell, a hunting lodge up in the mountains, where a murder, or two, or three, most foul, has happened. Would anybody like to recap where we are?
We heard a scream! And so we are now running our way back to the Oh no, we've already made our way
Yeah,
back to the lounge,
she's-
right? Where we found the mother of the missing child appears to have been poisoned, and she has just stopped breathing. That's where Zhang was trying to get information as far as like what kinds of herbs has she been taking, anything that Zhang can do to counteract that apparent poisoning, but nope. And that's kind of where we left off. We've at least we've toured the slave quarters. We've investigated some people. We have a good lead with the lady that was the overseeing the children, the slave
The
lady.
nursemaid slave.
Yeah, Vecca
Becca.
was the name. So that's pretty much where we are. Zhang, Abertak, anything else?
No, I think we heard something about her having an empty bottle or something earlier. There was an indication that she might have been taking something already, but we don't know what she was taking.
Well, you did find a crescent moon scratched into the inside of one of her belts when you were
that
searching
was
slave
Vecca.
I was sorry, I was talking about the murder.
Yeah, that was- Yeah. He was talking about the unconscious woman on the floor.
Oh, the unconscious woman on the floor. You identified it as iocane powder that had murdered her.
Yeah, but
Odorless,
the question
tasteless,
though is
dissolves in
what
water.
was she taking earlier?
Brandy.
Other than that, we don't know.
The doctor had given her something to calm her down and make her basically laudanum. The doctor had given her basically laudanum earlier, is what he said he was providing her to calm her hysterics. That was about, what, 2 hours past at this point, maybe 3 hours past?
So clearly Thornicius murdered her.
Clearly. He snuck off, run down the hall.
Not the cognac, just in case. Well, I suppose they'll have to bury her now.
All right, so I guess here is where we will begin. So all of you have made it back. Tiber and Corin are in here, as well as pretty much everybody that I have mentioned by name, other than the master of the house, the Nimrod himself. So you've got the doctor is here. Let's just go through my list of people who would be all here. So Telemud, the Stygian, is here. The hunter, the Stygian. Dearmond is here, Les' wife, Les being the dead woman and the mother of Dearmont. Digo, the Argosian that wants to take you to the Dragon Arena, is here. Trin, the son of the Nimrod, who kind of runs all the hunting stuff, he's here. Let's see, Tess, the daughter who was nominally in charge of guest services and the children and things like that. She's the very large woman with the wooden ladle.
But you were going to say a wooden leg.
Wooden ladle. Master Wilhelm is here. The butler, and Adojan, the books of Taxidoc, is here, as well as all of you guys and Tiber and Corin. So pretty much the entire cast is in this room right now. Almost.
Just not Vecca, and not the slave we've been looking for all along. Anyway,
Becca is not here. Mex is not here. Joe is. So Joe is the slave that's been escorting you. Vecca, Mex, and the child. Those three are not here. The mercenary escort guardsmen are obviously not in here because they're not allowed in the household.
And we never did figure out what that weird, creepy room we found was.
But it's been dealt with, quote unquote, because when I went to sneak back over there, the master slave was overseeing people exploring it, and he wasn't too happy that we hadn't notified him that we had found it in the first place. So they were already knee deep in that room. I
Yeah,
couldn't
but the fact
get in
that
there.
the mercenaries were able to get into it from the other side means that it must be a fairly normal room in whatever building that is.
Yeah, but I wasn't getting any answers from them as far as where I was or what that was for.
You know that it's an outbuilding, and it seems to be the outbuilding where the mercenaries that aren't allowed in the house are housed. Yeah, I want pizza. I see. You're like, yeah, I want pizza. You guys have been eating pizza. She was eating pizza. He was eating. No, I want pizza. Damn it.
I had pizza for dinner.
He had pizza. I had a TV dinner.
You ate a whole television?
Well, it was crunchy.
At least it wasn't soggy.
And he's eating
and hot.
pizza. Everybody's eating pizza tonight, but I had a damn it. And then I had a piece of bread.
Well, you've already
Just the
spoiled
heel.
yourself.
Just the heel of the bread loaf.
You've already spoiled yourself. On with the game.
Put pizza on a bagel, and then you can have it
That's a
anytime.
myth, actually.
Or I'll just drink whiskey and. But let's begin. So, here we are. We begin. The temperature of the room is rising a little bit. It's not the literal temperature because it's still just blizzarding outside. But people at this point are starting to get angry, get suspicious, get upset. The father is, or the husband of her is basically yelling, "What kind of place is this? First my child is missing and now my wife has been murdered."
However, they might be suspicious already.
Trin and Tess are trying to calm the room down a little bit. Trin not super successful because his idea of calming the room down is being like, "Calm down and I'll take you on a free hunting trip if you want. I'm so sorry this is happening." Every conversation you've had with Trin, the only thing he thinks about is hunting and fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like, he runs the hunters. He runs the hunting trips.
is the bottle she was drinking from nearby?
A glass is nearby. Yeah, the glass that she was drinking fell from her hands and tipped out. Yeah.
I'm going to nudge it towards you.
It was iocane powder.
Oh, the
Poured
question
into
is,
her brandy.
is it in the bottle that it came from, or is it in the glass?
Well, it's definitively in the glass. Now, was it also? Did that come from the bottle? You don't know.
Do we have the bottle? Like, he pushed the glass towards me, but do we have the actual bottle she was drinking from?
Not handed to you at the moment, no.
I mean, can I look for it within the room? Or is it nearby?
There's a lot of bottles of booze and other drinks in here. This is the lounge where people come to eat and drink and socialize. And right now, there's a lot of hectic activity going on. A lot of servants going in and out, and slaves going in and out, and guests getting very heated.
Mm.
Fair enough.
So we know what we have to do. Well, first off, we've got a body here. We've got a whole bunch of people that are increasingly panicking. We've got a snowstorm outside. We've got 2 missing staff, a missing child, and now a dead woman. Should we just kind of back
Chance we're getting feedback from you.
Okay,
Yeah.
better? Should we just back away from this room and go maybe like try to find some of these other people? Or are there questions that we want to be asking here to get before we move on? Because
I don't think they're going to be able to answer
Dead
anything
woman.
right now.
exactly, there's just getting a whole bunch of panicked people here. Do we just kind of let them do their thing and step back?
Depending on what you're trying to
Or
find
do we
out.
investigate? Or do we investigate like the room and, you know?
Oh, chances, sure.
Anybody?
I'm with you. Let's back out.
I would suggest backing out.
Back the wings.
All right.
Brave
You guys leave the room. Do you wave Tiber and Corin to come with you?
We can let them stay in this crowded area, but we may need to enlist Joe.
Joe is
Just
sticking
to
with
get-
you guys. That's his task.
Exactly, right? So he doesn't get in trouble, so we don't get nominally in trouble. We can let Tiber and Corin stay, but we'll take Joe with us and just slip out.
Exit stage left.
Okay, we are now in the hall.
You are in the hall. The chandelier is still there.
Hasn't fallen.
Has not fallen.
I can't take any more stairs.
I'm going to step out from directly underneath it. I don't want to go underneath it. Okay. So while all that commotion is going on in there, everybody seems to be focused in there. We still have a few people other than, like, we've got the Nimrod and some of his supporters that are still missing or just not here physically. Where do y'all think we should go next to look for additional clues?
I'd love to know what that secret passage was all about. If that's one of the outbuildings.
Over here.
We can double check it, or we could maybe go
That's what I meant.
out and then. Do we want to go like in that direction outside and see where the building is, and then try to just go in the front door? See
That's
what's
what I
there?
meant. There is a blizzard out there.
Right. Wouldn't be too far, right? Because it was only nominal distance in the first place. Or we can try the passage. But last I saw, there were plenty of people trying to close that up.
So that outbuilding has mercenaries that just came from the Dragon Arena.
Yep.
You have heard rumors that the Dragon Arena has been emptied of people, that most of the mercenaries, forces, guards, and stuff have left in order to go hunting some spoiled noble down. You have not come face to face with the mercenaries.
Well, okay. So, A, out into the storm. B, the secret passage. C, we explore the lounge for a secret passage of its own.
The lounge is pretty busy at the moment.
Nothing stopping us from looking, pulling on like statues and things like that to see if a secret door
He
opens.
starts funneling all of the crotches of every.
Must be a Katani thing.
Oh, sorry.
the room.
I was looking for a hole in the wall. My bad. I mean, I'll give you all the options. I don't,
None of these are sounding incredibly fruitful to me, but I don't know what else there is to do.
exactly.
Well,
I don't know where else we can
Who's
go.
missing?
Just a single child, as far as
Next.
I understand.
No,
We have a kid missing, don't we?
there's the slaves. Were,
Oh yeah, the slave as well.
Mex, Vecca, and Dearmont. Those three are missing. And then you've got the Nimrod himself, who's not here, right? And then just like I said, what do you?
I mean, we've searched the place. I don't know any other specific location to tell you we should go.
Who exactly
Is there,
are you looking for?
Mex, Vecca. I mean, sure, if we find one of those, we might find the kid, but those are the two that we're really looking
And
for.
what's the last you have heard of all three of them?
The nursery is where the kid was.
Yeah.
And then Becca, the last we saw her was in the nursery. She's no longer. I mean, we could check the nursery.
Becca was the last person to see the child in the nursery. The ghost attacked, the child was gone.
Yes, with the candlestick. Yeah. We were in that crowded room with a whole bunch of people.
Huh?
We explored the passageway behind it. Do we, while everybody's here, we go back to the nursery and look around there? Anybody?
I don't have any better idea.
I'm grasping at straws, looking for
No, I mean,
ideas.
I really don't even.
So
I really don't even have any more, other than like I don't have any desire to bust into the private parts of this place. I really just want to get out of here when the blizzard clears. On the other hand, if there is
so let's
a witch here, you know what has to happen. So,
If you would roll me a awareness, please.
Awareness.
So I guess insight. Let's go with insight.
Insight. Okay, insight. Two successes.
The first you've heard of Vecca not being here was 2 seconds ago in the lounge when you came in there and asked, "Where's Vecca?" She's not been missing. Nobody knew where she was as of 2 seconds ago.
Right.
But you did get told
I'm sorry.
one of the servants said that she had seen her with the Taxabutchadoc.
right, but that could mean anything.
Okay. So so we know where the Taxabutchadoc, his office is.
Know where he is as well. He's in the lounge looking at the dead body.
Now, remind me, but it
Okay.
was the Taxa Butcher Doctor's area. That's where we found the hallway that led to the strange altar, right?
There was
Correct.
no. In his closet was a staircase going up to the servants' run behind all of the rooms.
Ah, and it was the servants' run that we found that passage.
You've never found a strange altar. The closest thing that you found was a crescent moon scratched into the back of her belt. You've never found. Okay, sorry. No, the table altar.
Yes.
The table thing. No, that was in the run between the servants' quarters and the slaves' quarters, across from the cellar entrance.
Yeah, that altar's like underneath the mercenaries' outbuilding, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So, okay, so last person we know Vecca was with was the doctor, right? He's in here. Do we want to just ask him? Let me just pop in real quick. I'll ask him if he knows where she went.
He says, yeah, she was grabbing some. She said she had some bumps and scrapes that she had to take care of, so she was grabbing some supplies to go take care of the kids.
Grabbing some supplies from your office?
Yeah, from the supply closet.
And where are the kids at?
I don't know. Not my job. Assuming they're up in the nursery. Huh?
All right, cool. Thank you. Oh, one more question. What did you tell her to grab?
She takes care of the kids all the time. She grabs some bandages. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just
She
checking.
kind of gets the run of the place. You know, she's one of the favored ones. She gets treated pretty differently.
Let's check out this alleged supply closet.
we already know what's in the supply closet. Okay, let's try to catch her at the office, or at the doctor's office.
All right, so you
Right.
tuck down the hall just a little ways to go into the taxiderma talk shop thing.
We're just near the supply closet.
The supply closet is in the back side of it. It has the staircase leading up to
Yeah.
the servants' run.
Aha.
Yeah.
So the plot thickens.
Okay, so we go into the the doctor's office.
Okay. The door to the supply closet is open, but nobody is in there.
Zhang, is there any way to, I mean, sure, this is a doctor's office, but is there any way for you to tell if any like common found medical supplements are
Or if
missing?
anything that's here that's like strikes you as strange, like
Out of the
those,
ordinary and not
like those bundle of phoenix feathers.
Anything that could be
Well,
poisonous?
everything's poisonous
Like
if you have it
iodine?
in a large enough amount.
99% of all
Anything recently
medicine is
disturbed?
poison, or at least derived from poison.
Which is exactly why he's anti-vax.
Somebody's getting
Put that in
murdered.
quarantine. Get vaccinated, kids.
What do I do with them once I've got them? Vaccinated
Well,
kids.
but once they're vaccinated, you can eat them.
Commas are
Oh,
important,
okay.
folks.
Okay,
So-
going back to it, I will do an insight check, I guess, for
I'd say alchemy.
okay, full alchemy.
I'd say alchemy. I'll allow either, though. I'll allow either.
Every time.
Not r slash.
It's every time. I just can't.
I blame the keyboard.
No,
12 and 12. What is your alchemy? Your alchemy is an 11.
no.
Your insight is 12. What were you rolling? Alchemy or insight?
I would actually think it'd be.
What's his insight?
What were you rolling? Alchemy or insight?
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, they're both below 12.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong one. Oh, yeah, you're right. I was okay. I mean, it is a supply closet. There are medicines and chemicals and powders and bandages and cloth, but not only is there medical stuff, there's taxidermy stuff, there's cleaning supplies,
Butchery stuff.
butchery stuff. So, like, it's all just mixed together in here.
Yeah, I don't see anything of any, anything out of the ordinary, guys.
So if we set fire to the building room by room, we'll find them eventually.
Or we'll set them on fire accidentally.
No, they'll run.
What if they're chained up?
Well, then we won't light fire to that room.
Well, what if they're in the room next to it and we don't realize that?
But we won't set that one on fire till we get to it.
Sure, the previous room being on fire would cause it to catch on fire.
No.
And don't forget about the dozen children that you last saw in the nursery.
So let's go back to the nursery and search it.
Muted, Bob.
Okay, we can approach it one of two ways. We could go up the stairway, like in front of everybody, or we can go up this passage, up the stairs, up the back passage, and then through the servant's hole in the back of the fireplace, which is probably the way that Vecco went.
The other end of the staircase does come down in the servants' quarters.
Then let's follow the call.
Call.
All right, you go through the supply closet, you go up the steps into the servants' run, It is a oppressive and poorly lit, very narrow hallway between all of the guest quarters and the outer wall. Each of them have like a little panel that you can pull aside to pull out, so you can dig out the ashes from the fires in each of the rooms that have fireplaces.
Can we, before we go trunching up and down this, can we see, aside from, I think I was the last person through here, so I would know my own footprints. Are there any other sets of footprints besides mine?
Roll an observation check.
recent?
It's going to be hard to tell because this is a trafficked area, and there have been people searching back and forth.
I would actually be surprised if there aren't.
Hang on, I can re-roll one of those.
Yeah, I would actually be surprised if there aren't new footprints at this point.
All right, should be 2 successes. Hang on, let me double check. Observation. Yep, 2 successes.
There are sets of footprints that you can see as you're going through the servants run. You do see that there are sets of footprints that are going in the same direction as you, but there's sets of footprints going in the opposite direction of you. There are your own footprints that you can see kind of swirling around, but there are, how fresh they are, if it's hers or his, if they're different servants. There are footprints that have been there from, maybe less than 6 hours is about the best that you can say.
In the direction we're headed?
Yeah. In both directions, but there is at least a set of footprints also going in the direction you're going.
Okay. So we've opened up all of these before, so we know general sense of which of these doors is the nursery.
Yep, you know which one is the nursery. It's like the third one from the end or something. You already poked your head through there and saw the fireplace.
Last time, right? We haven't done that yet.
Correct.
This time.
The fire was still burning pretty good last time. You poked your head. You opened it up.
Right, but I mean, we can at least from the back of the fire see if Veka is in the room with the kids. If we just poke our heads.
Yeah, theoretically, you can't see the entire room, but you can see at least a piece of it.
All right, let's go down and open up the vet and see if there's if Veka is in there with the kids. If we can catch any of that.
Let me ask a question for you.
Go for it.
Do you think it's possible the only people that were in that room were the children and that woman? Do you think it's possible that that baby never actually left the room? You sedate it, you scream. I do think she saw something.
It wasn't a baby. The child was described as, I think, 7 or 8.
Then you sedate it, you hide it in a trunk. I don't know. I guess a child like that is harder to hide.
The other children wouldn't have noticed? I mean, the children were of different ages, right?
Yeah, all right.
The children were ranging from infant to 7. This child was described as probably the oldest child.
Right.
What if he was hidden under her dress the entire time?
Veka was kind of a large woman, especially for a slave.
What if the kids are behind all of this?
No, but
Good Devil gives you guys 2 points of momentum.
No, but
Good Devil just gave you 2 points of momentum.
Thank you. But Abertrack is looking for some other explanation that we've overlooked, something that that makes this easier, simpler than we think it is.
You open up the panel to the fireplace, to the nursery. You look in there. You see a servant in there, but it is not Veka. You don't see a slave. You don't see Tess. You don't see a slave. You don't see Tess, but you do see a servant. You can tell they're a servant because they're not wearing the slave attire.
Fine. I'm gonna poke my head in the back of the fire and be like, "Hey, you!"
Yeah, the fire is burning hot. You can't really poke your head through there. The fire is burning warm.
Okay, but I can still shout through the hole.
Yeah.
She can understand. But...
Yeah.
Or you could really terrify her.
You shout through the hole. She screams. The children scream. We now have a room of screaming children and women.
We're not fire demons. We just had a question for you.
We're not fire demons.
The children start scattering, and some of them running for the door. Let's see if the servant even regains her composure. Oh yeah, she regains her composure in enough time to corral the children that were running for the door and escaping, to start corralling them into a corner away from the fireplace and telling them to like put their heads down and cover their heads and close their eyes and basically take the hide under the desk nuclear explosion is coming position.
I didn't even realize they knew about you.
Give that lady give her a promotion.
Oh yeah, she rolled 3 successes on regaining her discipline check to regain her composure and take care of the kids.
So what are you yelling to her?
What are you wearing?
I just wanted to say hi.
No. Madam Servant, Madam Caregiver, whatever. Like, where have you seen Vecca?
She realizes that you're just a person calling at her through, thanks to the 3 discipline checks, through the thing. Says that Vecca left a little while ago. Said she was gonna go get some. She was gonna go get some supplies or food or something.
Is she due for a break? You know where she might be?
I assume she went to go grab some food. I don't know. Have you tried the kitchens or the slave quarters?
They're back down this way. That's our next stop. Thanks.
Okay. Next time, just try the front door. It's much less scary.
I was already this side, so nah.
Oh, to la cucina then.
You're a horrible human being.
I know.
To la cucina, perhaps then.
All right, you finish heading through the servants' run. Go back down the steps on the far side into the servants' quarters. Basically, in the servants' quarters, there's the exit to the kitchen, which then leads out to the main household, and then there is the exit to the tunnel that goes to the cellar, the secret passage, and the slaves' quarters.
Well, maybe we split up. Maybe some of us wait in the kitchen, some of us go to the servants.
Yes, split the party.
I don't know that Joe's gonna allow that. I mean, I'll go with you if you want to split the party, but I don't know that our slave.
Is one of them on the way to the other?
So in the servants' quarters, you can go back up the run. You can go out to the kitchen, which then leads to the main household, or you can go down the tunnel that leads to the cellar, the secret passage, and the slaves' quarters.
All right, kitchen.
Okay.
Assuming we've already checked the servants.
Yeah, the servants' quarters are. It's basically a kind of a sitting room and then some bedrooms. There's a little like lounge room that you're kind of in. It's the common room, and then some dorm style bedrooms around it.
Well, it's not visible here. You're muted, Bob.
We could just. I know.
Oh.
I didn't say anything. We could just check the kitchen quickly and then head back out towards the cellar, slaves' quarters, and secret passage, just to see if it's been closed up. Just check the kitchen first, just to rule out this alibi, because she was supposed to be in the doctor's quarters getting medicines. She wasn't there. wasn't in the place where she said she was taking that medicine, so we didn't just miss her. She said she was getting food, so we could always check that. And if she's not there, then I'm going to beat her ass whenever I find her. Maybe.
Just harass?
Slightly graze. So just enough of a peek into the kitchen to see if she is there.
You poke
And
your head
then if
in.
not-
There's the chef. There's a couple of slaves and a servant. Vecca is not seen in there.
You, slave, have you seen Vecca?
No.
That was a question?
No.
Was that no a question? or-
Since when?
They're
I don't
all
know.
like
I mean, I
that
saw
in this
her
house.
this morning. Like, when do you want to know? I have seen her, but like,
Okay. So not in the last 2 hours?
no.
Okay. Thank you. As you were.
Hey, can we
Okay,
get an
so
insight
note
check
here.
on that? To
You're welcome to roll. Let's see, what is your insight? Your insight is 12 and 3, and that is a 2 and a 14. So 2 successes tells you he probably is telling the truth, but he's nervous at being addressed directly by a guest, particularly a guest in the kitchens where guests aren't supposed to be, and he seems like he's not a front of house kind of person.
well, I'll look at Vera and be like, yeah, I believe him. Let's keep going.
So
Okay.
she has not been through the kitchens.
Which leads.
So to the cellar, slaves' quarters, right?
Which leads.
Yep,
Okay.
there's still the tunnel that leads to there's still the tunnel that leads to the secret passage, the cellar, and the slave quarters.
Let's check the cellar.
Okay. You go down that passage, and then as you're down in this underground tunnel between them, you see a pair of these puffed up, not very heavily dressed, like scary, curved, wicked bladed people that are standing by the secret tunnel. The same ones that you've seen in the lounge. House guard type things.
I was coughed off. I was like picturing somebody fluffy. I was like, there's a fluffy stuff.
Eunuchs. House guard eunuchs.
Okay, all right.
2 of them are standing at that secret passage. Obviously not allowing entrance to it.
That's on the way to the cellar, right?
It is almost directly across from the door to the cellar.
Let's ask them if they've seen Becca.
They don't speak.
Do they sign?
I was going to ask that
They
too.
just kind of stare. They're staring at you. They seem to be able to tell that you're speaking, but they do not respond in any way.
All right, let's check the cellar.
Sprechen Sie Ophirian?
They just stare gruntily.
Hable la Aquilonian?
So instead of taking a right to the secret passage, you open up the doors into the cellar. So the entrance into the cellar, it's pretty much, as you all go through the doors, it's pretty much an immediate left, which is very poor design of making a cellar, because then if you're carrying big things, you got to go sideways. Very poor idea, but it's immediate left down several stairs. This cellar is actually pretty deep underground, comparatively speaking. So you take an immediate left through that door, down several stairs, and then at the bottom of the stairs is another opening. There's no door there, but it's an opening kind of like you would expect to have some sort of door at the bottom of the stairs, just no door. Opening up into a rather large, multi-roomed storage cellar. It is very dim down here. It is very chill down here. Down in this cellar, there you see boxes and crates and cabinets and shelving. Enough supplies here. I mean, these are hunters. There's a ton of dried meat and furs and things and stuff here.
Let's look
there
for another
is,
passage.
and it is a multi-room cellar.
Hmm.
Can I? I'm gonna pull a torch out of my pack, I guess,
Sure.
and then light that for light.
Sure. And there's a couple of candle things in here too. And
Yeah, light those as well.
Yeah.
The more light, the better. We're trying to find signs of passage. So once we get all those lit, we can go looking around for. I'm guessing, even though it is their cellar, there's only going to be but so many footprints down here. Anything like new. If a box has been moved and the dust has been disturbed, that kind of thing. If a barrel has
Observation?
been pulled inside, that kind of stuff. All right. Assistant, do you want to go ahead and do so that Roll20 doesn't know I'm online? Roll20, no! They know!
2 successes
blessed.
with a complication. God, I love this complication system.
Roll.
I love this.
Can you re-roll
complication
any of
system.
those?
For observation, I might be able to.
Oh, you better let me know quick.
Yeah, I know. There, right there. Go to.
You need one of the basic skills to re-roll observation. Sharp senses.
Sharp senses. Yep, I got it. I can reroll 1d20.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank Crom.
Crom cares not for your worries. Well, it's not a complication. So you got 2 successes. I mean, yeah, there's been movement in here, but as you start to look around, you see flickering lights and a shadow on the next room over.
Okay. I point towards what I just saw and let the group know that there's somebody else down here.
Axe of Doom out.
Well, hey, why don't you, Farah, why don't you sneak over that way and see if you can overhear anything? And maybe
she's already gone.
Maybe we should douse our lights and let Vera just listen.
Don't you think it's probably a little late for that?
It depends. Depends on how well they rolled to notice.
I can try.
They might not have seen it yet. Maybe they did, but we don't know if we don't find it, you know.
I'm not holding a torch, so if they think we're still further back in this room, maybe. Crom, will you allow at least a stealth attempt?
I will allow a stealth attempt.
Hey, don't
Don't
forget
sound
those
convincing
two,
like that.
the two,
Points of momentum.
yeah,
Yeah,
the 2
you could
points.
use those 2 points of momentum up on this stealth attempt.
Let's. Nah. The points of momentum will help, but I'm not going to use them for this.
Another complication!
And he sneaks through the door.
Hold that, right?
Wait, I can re-roll it.
You guys and your
That's another
rolling
shot.
never let me have fun complications.
I don't think I can re-roll it, but give me a second. Let me verify. Bonus momentum for rank on attempts to remain unseen or noticed. Oh, I get a bonus momentum per rank on attempts to remain unseen or unnoticed.
Yeah, so I mean that's 4 ranks of stealth. Can't be right. 1 rank of that skill. I have to look that up. But...
Go ahead and look it up. Living Shadow. Page 85.
Make me get up!
I heard the creaking and the groaning. Did you boil yourself today?
Yeah, I got old.
Shut up. We're not old.
We're not that old. All right, Living Shadow. So when attempting to remain unseen, you gain a bonus momentum equal to your ranks in this talent. So only one bonus momentum.
No.
It just does that one. Sit on your legs. Oh, don't you run.
Okay. Per rank in this talent on attempts. Okay, I changed it.
So roll an extra die 20 there.
Even out! Even out!
Better, much better.
Well, I think that looks like 3 successes
Every day.
and a complication. 3 successes.
Yeah, 3 successes.
And a complication. Okay. So
I remain stealth, but I compromise the rest of my party.
yeah, pretty much. So you
It's a risk I'm
are
willing to take.
very, very stealthful. You're like climbing up on one of the shelves and like poking your head down with a mirror. And like you are in the shadows, you can't be seen. Unfortunately, you accidentally knocked over one of the candles, which landed on the little oil run and lit up light to the entire place.
Some of you may not survive. That's a risk I'm willing to take.
Thanks.
So you are completely stealth, but whoever is in here definitely knows there's other people in here.
It could have been a ghost.
Okay. What do I see anything?
Yeah, Vecca.
Well, then I'm gonna assign.
He sees Big Bird and Snuffleupagus.
Lamp post?
No, pasties. They're red pasties.
Big Bird is doing vaudeville?
No. Big Bird is
No.
doing burlesque.
Is there any
Burlesque.
Crom, do I see anybody else in here?
Nope. Just her.
Vecca! Vecca's right there!
She is?
All right. Well, with
There she
that,
is.
There she is!
I'm going to attempt to snuff out the oil run before it gets out of hand.
It's not going to get out of hand. It's designed to light the place up.
Oh, okay.
How do they extinguish that when they're done?
Snuff it.
I don't know. Maybe they just assume it's going to stay lit for a while, or put a lock on it. I don't know. There's a way that the ancients knew how to do it. I don't know. There is an oil fire extinguisher lever.
Oh, right.
Some
The
sand
lever.
on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we might as well go ahead and confront her now, since we're all lit up and everything.
So you guys storm into the room. Storm into the second room.
I mean, I don't know if you can storm it, but like,
Yeah, walk to the threshold.
Saunter is more our style.
mine,
Yeah.
yes. Walk
Okay.
this way. If I could walk that way, I wouldn't need aftershave.
All right. So you walk into the room. She is standing in the standing along one of the walls. There's a bunch of crates and stuff, and some shelves and cabinets, and she's
Prime
standing there
location
very
for-
still, staring at you guys. Like,
Well,
Hi.
well.
Prime location for an altar or another secret passage. Or a hidden body.
what? I'm just getting some bandages. Had some scraped knees and things for the kids. I needed to get
Yeah.
some supplies there. There wasn't enough bandages in the doc's office.
Oh, so you took none of them?
Well, I was gonna grab some from down here and take them up there and restock it.
What are they keeping bandages in a chilled storage area full of food for?
Let's just cut to
Cloth?
the chase. Becca, what's going on?
It's a storage. It's where there's storage things. It's cloth down here.
I believe that was a command.
Yeah.
Bandages
attack.
are just cloth.
I'm gonna walk up to her, put my hand on her shoulder, lean in, and be like, "Listen, Becca, Bobby, dear,
Booby.
we know you're a Solla'Petha.
The file.
We're here to help. Be straight with us."
Roll a persuade or a command.
Persuade is crap. Command is crapper. So they're equally crap. Okay, so that's... Hey, a point of momentum.
Oh,
Not only that, she can assist
20.
with her command skill.
Who? What?
She has a better command
she
skill.
can do it on her own, but he's not rolling command here. He's rolling persuade.
Oh, persuade. Okay.
What? 1.
One success. She hesitates for a moment and ends up being, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just getting supplies.
We found the symbol on the belt.
What symbol would that be?
How do you think I know you're a Solla'Petha?
And look, I don't blame
Okay.
them. They treat everybody like shit here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out exactly what's going on.
What? There's a ghost like terrorizing people.
Are you the only one that saw the ghost?
No, all the children also admitted to seeing the ghost, and you guys saw the ghost in the secret passage.
We weren't sure what we saw. Okay, the secret passage. Yeah, we did see that. You're right.
Okay, so you conjured here with Solla'Petha's rituals or something? What is the child and the... Let me rephrase. I can totally see you guys going apeshit and killing all these filthy slave owners, but this seems to be targeting just visitors. So does it have anything to do with Solla'Petha? Is it a red herring?
I don't know what the ghost is doing.
Well,
Becca, if I explore behind you in that shelf and there's a cubby hole with an altar or a dead body, you're going to be missing.
She looks very scared. There's nothing there. You don't even have to look. Look, it's just a shelf. It's along the walls.
you know what? I'm going to spend if I have to do it for 5 minutes, I'm just going to narrate to her the story of how we know about Solla'Petha. I'm going to tell her the whole thing, from finding the farm to finding them in the cellar to defending
That's fine.
them.
Just take her over to the next corner so we can search behind her.
Right? To defending her.
Yeah. While you're doing that.
While he's doing that,
and I will let her make up her own mind, but I will tell her the entire thing from, how we gave them money to get out. The only part I'll leave out is the priest giving us that weird doom bomb that I didn't want to use.
so I guess an observation check then again to kind of look behind for altars and that stuff behind that shelving behind her.
Yeah. Can I assist her in observing?
Well, who's doing the observation?
Me.
I think mine's better.
You're observing.
Mine's a 16, I think.
So Zinnia's like, I'll look around, and Thornicius goes, I'll help you.
Yeah. We got to roll one more.
Oh.
Because I'm helping.
And between the two of them, they got 12 complications.
You still had a point of fortune. or a point of momentum. We only used one.
It's a good point.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead and roll another. We're gonna burn that other momentum. There we go. We got it.
That is 3 successes as you're looking around. So yeah, as he's relating all this story over there, you pull the shelving, the cabinet aside, and the shelving aside, and you do see a crudely scratched, misshapen crescent moon scratched into the floor underneath the shelving. It is not necessarily the crescent moon of Solla'Petha. More like somebody heard that Solla'Petha used a crescent moon and just drew a crescent moon. There's none of the artistic piece around it that you've seen Solla'Petha use before. With 3 successes, you note that it is crudely scratched on top of, formerly, a skull. What was like crudely scratched into being some sort of a skull icon. And then this icon of a crescent moon was like somebody like scratched it out and then scratched into this crescent moon shape into it. You don't know what the skull means, but somebody that's got a pretty good sorcery score might.
I'm a little busy at the moment, but I can come look whenever you're.
So we'll mark it for Abertech to look at. Is there anything else? Any false walls?
Are you like looking through the whole room? Or you're just looking like for the altarpiece?
What's Zane doing?
You got some
Monitoring,
sorcery?
supervising, overseeing.
He's got some
Come over here,
sorcery.
Zane. We found something.
Let me have a look. I would defer to you, but I'm occupied.
Actually, your sorcery's pretty good there, Zhang. Was that 12 and 2? Yeah, that's
Yep.
pretty good. Not like super specializing, but that's pretty good.
Yeah, let's give it a shot.
So 1 success. You recognize the crescent moon as an attempt to recreate a crescent moon of Solla'Petha, is what it seems like. You do not recognize what the skull might have been.
And I will relay that to them.
All right, so we've
One
got.
thing is for
what
sure,
the
though,
skull is.
this woman has never been, even if she is some sort of acolyte of Solla'Petha, this woman has never been formally inducted, trained, or given anything. She's no priestess, basically.
This is the grassroots version of Solla'Petha.
I imagine that's probably where it started.
Yeah.
And the roots of grass.
Yes.
The tallest blades get cut first.
Is Abertech done with his tirade on how we know what Solla'Petha is?
Sure. She is looking also still very nervous. Still, though, even after you found the altar. She does not know what you're going to do.
So can I take a look at the stuff too?
Yeah, you can take a look. Roll
Do we
a
still have that
sorcery check.
point of-
There is still 1 point of momentum.
So our goal here is to find this child. Am I right or am I wrong?
I don't even know if that's a goal. We're sort of doing something until the. So I'm going to use that point of momentum, and then I'm also going to use my true understanding talent to burn 2 points of resolve to gain 1 more bonus momentum.
Okay, so roll 4 die 20.
That is a total of 4.
Oh shit, 4 successes. Okay. Well, let me pull this back up to make certain I'm telling it to you. properly. The skull that is scratched over, yeah, you get all the information on this. If you've got the Nameless Cults book, it's page 75. The skull that is scratched over is Nakura, the Great Skull. And you know all about this. You studied this. This is Atlantean death magic. The Atlanteans worshipped life, but this sorcerer was so strong that the Great Skull, like this, obviously this scratching isn't, but the Great Skull that people worship is theoretically the skull itself of Nakura, this greatest death priest sorcerer of all time, who turned away from the worshipping of life into the absolute embodiment of death and poison.
Good. Yeah, like you do.
Sacrificing entire towns of people just for the death itself.
And so somebody scratched out the skull?
Somebody scratched out the skull of Nakura, the Great Skull, and scratched in a misshapen moon.
But there's no other signs that this is actively an act of sorcery. Like, it's not like anointed in blood and like a.
No, this is somebody scratched some stuff into the floor here, and looks like they have no idea what they're doing.
Abertac, question. Does the study of the cult of Nakura include conjuring phantasms?
If it's death magic, almost certainly it could, but strong enough sorcery could do that either way. And it looks to me like someone tried to deface. Can we tell how recently the scratching is?
With your sorcery and with the observation checks that were made, I'll tell you, it wasn't necessarily that it was defaced, it was replaced. Like, it was, this is my spot, I'm scratching out the old and putting something new in.
Because there's a lot of ways you can read that, right? That somebody turned away from one, or that somebody found the spot. Maybe the Nakura worshiper is long gone. Or maybe it's the same person. I don't think we'll know unless we can get Becca to tell us how she found this, right?
Or if she made it herself.
Right. Or what state it was in when she found it. Like,
well, why don't somebody ask her? Somebody who's better at persuasion than I am.
someone like our party's face. Okay.
I begin my
If you
interrogation.
couldn't tell, we were all looking at you.
All right, let's see. Zang, your persuade is a 16 and 3. Good gravy.
He can talk his way out of anything.
Good gravy, sir. That's fantastic.
There's a reason why I'd rather, convince my foes to just straight up die than bother attacking them.
Why do we have to beg you to make persuasion rolls?
Persuade, not being persuaded.
4 successes.
Successes on 2 dice. Didn't even use any momentum or special feats. Just said, whatever, I'm good. So
Anything.
you start talking to her and very quick, pick up her tick, pick up her desire, pick up her need, and you realize immediately that there is a simmering hatred and anger underneath, and you pick at that very easily, bringing out an almost seething rage from her as she starts saying, yes, that's mine. Nakura didn't do what I needed, so I went to one that would.
And that's perfectly reasonable.
I mean, I think that's where
The masters must die. You guys aren't any better than them anyways. Except for you. You're okay, Witch Hunter. The rest of you have been ordering around. Now, Joe is here too. The rest of you have been ordering around the slaves just like the masters. You're no better than they are, and you deserve what's going to come to you.
I haven't ordered a single slave to do anything since I got here.
Pretty much, we've just been asking questions to find you.
You've taken the hospitality of the masters. You've ordered the slaves of the masters. You're not any better than they are.
If anything, I blackmailed the masters into giving us a room because of how poorly I was mistreated.
And I just sowed chaos until he got a free room out of the deal.
You're just trying to survive a storm.
Her rage that had been up to now veiled is now being released in a full torrent.
I mean, if anything, we've been a giant thorn in their side since we got.
Just let her vent for a bit. She deserves it.
I know, I'm letting her vent, but also trying to
vent.
endear us to her.
But I am still confused. It's
Just one thing.
right? It's possible that whoever murdered that kid's mother, that could have been a target of opportunity for somebody else who wanted her dead for another reason, like the husband or something. Like it might have nothing to do with the missing kid. But I mean, I don't blame these people for.
Question.
Uh-huh.
She said Nakura didn't do what she wanted them to do, so she found another that would. What would that be?
I mean, Solla'Petha, obviously.
No,
They all deserve to die.
yeah, that's what I would assume.
So,
Sure.
what do you do to act, when you ask?
What about
you
ask the servants? Are they going to be safe?
They serve the masters. They have a choice. They're no better.
Aren't you?
Oh, she's asleep.
Ah, right, okay.
Does that mean you're willing to sacrifice the other servants because
I'd
they serve
murder
the
them
masters?
all.
Even the other slaves?
No, the servants. That's what she's talking about.
Okay.
The masters all deserve to die. I'd murder them all.
Mhm.
Is there a safe place to take the rest of the slaves, though?
What comes after doesn't matter. They need to die.
Because that's not the doctrine of Solla'Petha.
Yeah, that's a short-sighted view.
I mean, yes, death to the slavers, but Solla'Petha sees the slaves somewhere safe. Perhaps you would gain more favor with Solla'Petha if you did the same.
Slaves will only be safe when the slavers are all dead. That has to happen.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
Not disagreeing, but a couple of other questions for you. How many eunuch bodyguards does the Nimrod have?
I don't know. I just gotta kill them all.
How?
Okay. You killed 2, 3 more come and chop your head off. How many does he have? You need to know these things. If you really want to plan a coup and you want to take this place over and have a place to live in peace and solitude with no masters, you have to be able to do it right. And not knowing how many captors you have or how many bodyguards your captors have is not going to get you the end result you
It
have.
doesn't.
So
We just have to kill them.
Not disagreeing again, but you need to know how many you have to kill.
Not just the men, the master women and the master children too.
Is that what you did to the kid, dear mom?
Saw something he shouldn't have.
So, does she recognize, if we describe the room at the end of that secret passage with the crazy operating table and everything in it? Can she tell us what that was?
She doesn't know.
That's very weird.
That sounds almost like a torture chamber for the mercenaries.
It very well might have been. But why have a secret passage from that to the slaves' tunnels?
Somebody gets off on voyeurism of death. Sounds like a Nakara follower.
It's you, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Is Mex a co-conspirator with you?
That slave might as well have been. He was an Uncle Tom son of a bitch and deserved what he got too.
Mm.
Till Solla'Petha's vengeance descends on this place.
If you're truly adherents, then you are Solla'Petha's vengeance.
Not denying it.
No,
Another
wait,
question.
I
What
thought
did
the ghost thing was okay. So if Solla'Petha didn't call the ghost thing here, then maybe the Nakara
That
worshiper.
fucker Mex is ruining everything. Even after he's fucking dead, he's still serving the goddamn masters.
Mm.
Damn.
Was Max a Nakara worshiper?
I was a worshiper of the masters.
Oh,
She'll have a heart attack.
she's lost her mind.
So what did Mex get that he deserves? Yes, I assume.
Stabbed in the mother of her.
She's gonna give herself a heart attack. She keeps getting
Again,
this
she's
angry.
like almost incoherent and rage still. Like how she could have been. Yeah.
So I'm not, you know, I'm curious. Like I'm genuinely curious at this point. There's been an entire household looking for this person. They're looking for Max. They can't find a dead body. Like, where did you hide this body that you killed?
Did you eat him?
She opens up one of the crates that's full of dried meats and leathers and starts pulling pieces out. And there is the butchered corpse of an adult male.
Nice.
Jerky.
Impressive.
Or she just got the clothes down here.
Impressive skills.
I will allow a healing check if somebody wants to make one.
I'm gonna go out
Somebody
on a
wants to
limb and
kill
say
the body?
he's dead.
It is not to see if he's dead or not. It is to figure out what his death was.
Stabbed in the heart.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
She just said that she stabbed him in the heart.
She did.
'Tis
Yes.
but a flesh wound. All the
Don't you have
flesh.
medicine?
She just told us what happened.
It really wants you to roll.
I mean, I will. If nobody else will, I'll roll a healing check. But my healing is not good.
Yeah, neither's mine.
Mine sucks.
That's mine. You have them.
Failed.
Yeah, being chopped into pieces does tend to kill a man.
That looks gory. But hey, we solved more or less the question of the missing mechs.
Same.
Yeah, same. Okay.
I take it the child is in one of these barrels as well.
She
That's the
points
other
at another
question.
crate.
Oh,
So what did he see?
yeah.
He saw me killing Max, who saw me freaking trying to summon Solla'Petha to murder the household.
Well, then where'd the ghosts come from?
It's the ghost of Max coming to ruin us.
Oh, the ghost of Max. Let's see.
Apparently, the slave is, or the servant is so thoroughly indebted to the
Max was a
household that
slave.
even in death he's helping.
Or if he was a worshiper of the death skull, maybe that's why he came back.
Or how he came back. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, question to everybody else. Any objection to me murdering this crazy bitch?
Go for it.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
kind of on
it
her
would be
side
best
here.
if we could.
Oh, don't get me wrong. The masters need to die. I've already surmised as much, and I'm all for that. The killing of children, like the bastardization of the ideology of Solla'Petha.
No,
This is
not
not the
to do
cult
all
of
of that.
Solla'Petha.
Maybe she could come. I don't
Huddle.
think.
We got to huddle.
I can huddle, but I'm going to keep an eye on that crazy
Yeah,
bitch.
yeah. Somebody keep an eye on her, but yeah, huddle.
I mean,
There
I
are
don't know that I think
various
she's crazy.
knives and other implements of destruction in this room,
Yeah,
in
I'm
various
sure there is.
places.
It's all right. I've got.
So, anyways, guys, why don't we convince her that we are the death wind of Solla'Petha, whatever she wants us to be? Get her upstairs. Show this crazy bitch to them, all right, and expose the whole thing that she was involved in and that she was, guilty of. Then we just kill them all.
Question.
Why expose her now? Like, I guess my thought is that we say,
Because
look,
the guests will then
we-
know the truth, and we won't be blamed.
So I'm kind of with Abertac on why expose her without. If we just drag her upstairs, the chances are that will trigger a like her seething rage is going to trigger suspicion that other slaves are involved in this, and then we're just going to put undue harm on the other slaves. However, if I kill this bitch and drag her body up there along with the dead bodies of the boy and the other slave, we can lull them into a false sense of security and then kill a lot of them and set the innocent slaves free.
why don't we see if we can't convince her first that we're willing to do this, but she has to be okay with sparing, the children and the servants and the other slaves. And if she's not willing to do that, she's not a Solla'Petha, and I'm cool with getting rid of her.
You can attempt a persuasion check, but your own insight tells you with her seething rage and the very things that she said, she would murder them all, including the men, the women, and the children again. She does not discriminate. She wants to kill them all.
She's going full mega.
She wants to kill the children, the women, the men, the guests.
Oh, no, I'm cool with killing the women. It's the children that
Probably is still deciding whether or not she thinks that you guys deserve to die because you cavort with the masters.
Good choice there. She can try.
love to support.
I can to convince her.
If
Or
we
do you
don't,
want to do
if he's telling us we don't think it's possible, then I'm
firmly in the kill this bitch category, but
the problem then is
group
that
vote.
I mean,
but there's no cult of Solla'Petha here, and then it feels just more like, murder hoboing and not murdering with a cause.
I mean,
She's
we're preventing
only
her
still
from murdering
alive.
the fuck out of children. That seems like a decent enough cause.
Yes.
Yeah, no. But then then if we decide like these slavers have to die, then what's the point?
That's your own personal crusade.
She's only
You're
still
absolutely-
alive because I figured I'd talk through
Yeah,
it all
I know,
before I killed
but
her.
what I'm saying is I am kind of neutral on the whole thing, as per my character, and
Roll a society check, Zhang.
$19 and $2.
There is a society.
Is that 2
I
successes?
believe that's 2 successes. Let me just
A
double check.
19 should not be a success, but the 2 might be.
The 2, yeah, 2 successes. You're not a local here, so maybe the customs are different. And, these other barbarians obviously aren't Ophirans, so maybe they don't know what the customs are, but you're pretty certain that what you have seen and heard is that the Nimrod has a large family and lots of allies, and has connections from lots of noble families all the way up to the royal family. So maybe
We can add them to the list of people who are chasing us down.
I don't want that list to get any bigger. There's only so few of us, and so very many people on that fucking list. And it's still growing.
A slave uprising is not in our control.
Right?
Slave uprising tends to be put down brutally.
Things that happen after we've left and we know nothing about is beyond our control.
Place ain't a tavern, guys. We only burn down taverns.
We can craft whatever story we want as long as everybody that would counter us is not
I
gonna...
don't know how to kill
Yeah.
that many people this quickly. Like, I only have so much poison.
What if we told them
Time to get wet.
that it's
Time to get
too
wet.
late, that the curse is already on this place, and if they don't change their ways, like
You're going the mental way.
they will continue, like the ghost will come back again and again and again.
What is Veka doing right now? I'm watching her. What is she doing?
Fiddling with a butcher knife.
Butcher knife.
Do I see any other weaponry or any other things that she could use as weaponry with her?
There's fireplace pokers, knives, daggers, cutting implements, scythes, all sorts of just other household implements of destruction. It is a sword seller.
Thornicius?
Yeah.
Thornicius, might I ask you to put an arrow in that bitch with a butcher knife?
Where would you like it?
Wait, how do you put an arrow in somebody using a butcher knife?
From a distance.
Skillfully,
From a
as he's proven on many occasions.
All right. I'm good with it. She killed a kid, and I'm
I
not
think
with
he meant he threatened in public to kill her.
She's arming herself and plotting her escape through us as we speak.
Through you.
Kill her, or I will.
Clang, fuck.
Roll an attack roll.
We can debate the morality of this after she's dead.
Chat, you heard it. They just murdered a bitch. Was your attack roll really an
tried.
18 and a 17?
Yeah.
What?
Twang, it zips right by her
Send you
ear.
back to archery camp.
It's right by her
That
ear.
was a warning shot.
How did I miss?
At that
How did
point,
I
she
miss?
realizes that y'all are going to kill her and charges. However, the party does get to go first because they're the party.
Damn it. This would have been a whole lot. This would have
If I had not missed,
bloody.
I know. Damn you, roll 20.
All right, roll an attack roll, and if you don't
It's
kill her,
something-
she gets her attack because you're the only other person that's like ready to stab.
All right. Point of momentum. No, not. We
There
don't
is
have
no
momentum. Fortune. A point of fortune.
Okay, she
to just over massive, just like
Roll damage. You don't
Um,
have to even roll the attack roll. Just straight up roll damage. I don't
She's
even.
too big to dodge.
If
Although
you
she missed
roll
my arrow.
nothing but threes, she might live.
I could re-roll some of those threes. Gear, stats, skills, gear. No, gear was the right one. Blackened battle axe, 6d6. I could re-roll that four. Hang on, I can roll the 4.
Oh. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, his battle axe has vicious 2,
That was another
which means
5.
every effect he rolls is 2 extra points of damage. All right, re-roll the. Oh, you did. Oh God, it's 2 extra points of damage. An effect happens on a roll of 5 or 6 on a 6-sided dice. So for every 5 or 6 rolled, he actually deals 3 points of damage. Out of 6 dice, he rolled 5 5s and a 2. So 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 points is 17, which is enough to murder almost everything in existence in this game that's not wearing like the heaviest armor of all time. So the arrow whizzes by this girl's head. She realizes that she's going to get killed and says, fuck it, I'd rather be killed in battle than be tortured by the masters, and starts to run at you with a butcher knife. And he just takes his battle axe and... Have you guys ever seen the movie UHF? In the movie UHF, there's like a bunch of little skit comedies. One of them is Conan the Librarian. Don't you know the Dewey Decimal System? But at one point, he's telling somebody to be quiet in the library. The person is not quiet in the library. And then Conan just takes his sword and goes through him in the most like claymation, grotesque, Weird Al. Like, it's both kind of like safe for work and kind of not safe for work at the same time because it's goofy and over the top, as this lady just splits straight up in half with just gushers of viscera and blood and gore spraying out in all directions as he literally goes entirely through her, straight down the middle, top to bottom. Or Kingsman, the very early scene in the Kingsman when the one lady with the Blade Runner legs chops the guy in half at the beginning of the movie. That is basically what happens here.
I'm gonna wait just a beat and then look and say, well, at least Onicia softened her up.
I'm gonna pat him on the back and say, thanks for saving us, big guy.
As he starts wiping the blood off of his bow in his face.
And yet, Avatar
pat him on
keeps
the back.
trouble
Thanks for
because
getting us,
this
big
is
guy.
not the outcome here.
Okay. Now that we're safe for the moment,
Shall we go inform everyone as to the true events of what happened?
first, So I'm not super with the magics and the sorceries. Did you want to check and see if she had any idols that she was trying to cast Solla'Petha or a spell?
I don't think she did, but I do want to look at Max's body before they get a chance to see if there's any symbols or anything on it, like that could have pre-prepared him to rise as a ghost or something.
Roll. This is going to take 2 checks. It's going to take both an observation and a sorcery.
Can I get someone to help me with the observation part?
You only need 1 success on observation, though.
All
but
right.
you do need at least 1 success.
I'll try it.
I'll help.
I got what?
Well, he got one.
There are indeed signs of tattoos on the torso and the neck of his body.
And now you want a sorcery?
And now I want a sorcery to find out if they may or may not actually be related, but there are tattoos.
Okay. So that gives me a 3 for sorcery.
3 successes. 3 successes tells you that this person very well probably was a follower of something. And yeah, it could have been the death god. It could have been the skull death god. There are religious tattoos of skulls and death on his body. Are they definitively related? One can make an assumption, but there are skulls and death markings tattooed across his torso and neck.
And once you help me organize the pieces of the body and get them laid out, Abatak will study it and be like, it's just as I thought. And he'll point them out and say, this is probably what happened. The combination of this and his rage at being betrayed perhaps caused him to rise as this ghost. And he's probably, it is possible that killing his murderer, whose ghost will dissipate. Given the presence of like This death god, though, it may not be like a vengeance ghost. It may just be a I want to do evil now ghost. And in that case, maybe they get what they deserve.
To put on him.
So about this time, Tiber and Corin come downstairs. Hey guys, we were looking for you. What the hell happened here?
We found
Justice.
the murderer. Oh, by the way,
Justice
these singular woman murdered the child and the slave. Their bodies are in these crates.
No. One of those bodies was laid out on the ground now, and we put it back together so I could study it.
Yes.
Tiber is horrified and looks like he's trying to hold back retching. Corin is being very stoic and quiet.
Quick, no time to explain. Tiber, grab an ankle.
He looks at you like, are you serious?
No, she's not serious.
Thank God.
Don't touch the
Oh,
body.
thank God.
It's hard to tell with her, though.
True.
Ay,
Especially when the doll is controlling her.
we just have a normal day.
No.
No, never.
So
All right, well, we had best go reveal.
I guess we could go let the house know. We want to grab like somebody.
Well,
Before we go
here's the
anywhere,
thing.
and
We've been thinking.
I just kind of want to like huddle up and take account of all of the eunuchs that we've seen thus far.
You've seen as many as 3 in the lounge, 4 in front of the private quarters, and 2 in the hallway. Whether those have been maybe the same ones shuffled around, or if there are others, you don't know. But there have been 4 times where you've seen 1 in the lounge, but then after the murder happened, there were 3 in the lounge the second time you went to the lounge. So 3 in the lounge, 4 in front of the private quarters, and then the 2 here in the hallway.
And the one at the gate.
Different times, different instances.
Okay, so at least 9, probably
10.
double that.
I have an idea.
Also, the external guards as well, which you have seen some small number of ruffians, and the mercenaries, and the other guests.
I have an idea I want to pitch. Are you familiar with the concept of mummery?
I don't think that I know what that means.
So, 90% of the people, witches and stuff, they're fortune tellers, they're just charlatans. But sometimes they're good charlatans. If we gathered everyone together, perhaps through the influence of an incense that made them a little more suggestible, a little more dreamlike, and then told them the vengeance of Max would not end until they freed their slaves. Who knows what that instance might cause them to see? Especially if there is some weird flashing smoke powder also involved.
So you're saying you do a seance and make them think that they're doomed.
Not a seance, a reveal. A prophecy of doom that they will become self-fulfilling once they're a little more suggestible. I'm perfectly fine with fake sorcery.
Tiber's like, that sounds like fun. Sorry, I got his voice wrong a little bit. I keep forgetting what Tiber's voice is. Yeah, that sounds like fun. What do you think? What if they don't go for it, though?
Well, then we go to plan B. No, then we go to plan Vera.
He looks over at Vera and is like, which plan Vera is this?
I think you get the point.
Stab the whole house.
Stabby, stabby.
You can't stab the whole
No.
house.
You're right. We can blame you. We can send it all on you.
What? Ah, no. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
They
We're
never
stuck
expected
here.
from you,
I'm already
though.
in enough trouble when my pops hears that I was here using his name.
Like we have no, we can't.
You know, fun story. If the Nimrod were to disappear, then your father would never know you were here. You wouldn't get in any trouble. That's Plan B,
Say
right?
what now? You're just gonna murder everybody.
I mean,
That's the
not
worst case scenario.
everybody.
I mean, you've
Not
known-
everybody.
you've
I
known
need the
her
slaves
for
alive.
at least a month by now. You should not be surprised by this.
Corin
That's what-
goes, you do know, unless you murder everybody, you're gonna get found.
That's why we let the ghost do. Now, what you might notice is that Abertac is a little less like, let's kill these slave owners now that the cultist of Solla'Petha is dead, because it doesn't seem to have the same kind of like meaning to promote to like actually bring someone's faith and make it real now.
Hmm.
You know.
I personally am more for the we found the killer and stopped the killer. Let's, wait out the storm in relative peace without having a house full of 50 armed people and hunters trying to kill us.
Can I remind you that these people were going to set you loose and hunt you for sport?
Can I remind you that that was all because of their eye and
No. If they were gonna do it, that's how evil these people are.
and there's 5 of us, 6, 7 counting these two. And how many of them?
I'm not saying that we have to kill them all. I'm just saying your logic rings a little hollow.
Keep in mind, I am the only civilized person in a very large country of barbarians right now. I am not surprised at all that one of you or one group of you wanted to hunt me down for sport. You are all like that.
They were told there was a giant that was being brought and given to them as a gift.
No, they assumed it was being brought to them as a gift. I just didn't tell them it
Civilized?
wasn't.
It was a Trojan horse. To get us
Barbarians.
inside.
Well,
I am not surprised by their barbarous act,
I'm giving you my perspective.
and I'm giving you mine.
No. I mean, about my idea was the moment.
Plan A, try suggestion, power of suggestion. Plan B is
My plan A is just tell the truth and look, we're heroes
GTFO.
of this area, and leave when we can.
Now that
We are
Zinnia is
currently
healed, now that
by-
your provisions have been refilled, just leave.
We still have to wait for the blizzard.
Yes, that's why I said we can wait
But
it
does
out
that-
in relative safety and security if we just tell the truth.
But what does that do to Joe?
Joe,
The slave that's standing there with you guys watching all of this.
yeah,
Maybe we take Joe with us.
he's witness. He knows what happened. There's nothing.
So,
He is, by the way, now that you think about him, he's looking very nervous that you might be, getting rid of him as an eyewitness of some sort.
I have absolutely no intention of doing that.
just the guy who's willing to hunt people for sport.
I was the target of being hunted.
Oh, now he admits it.
I never denied that.
Another denial.
Joe,
Negative leads to proof
I'm
positive.
afraid you take yourself away.
Joe, you've been an overwhelmingly passive recipient of a lot of crazy today. What's your take? You know that there have been others that have been praying for, release, freedom, to kill the masters, and apparently by others that you didn't tell us, you meant Vecca.
I mean, every slave says things, I guess.
Are there other priests of Solla'Petha here? Other followers at all? Was it really just her?
I have no idea. I said that before. I don't know.
Oh yeah, but you might have changed your tune now. Just ask. All right, let's look. We can deal with the rest of it later. Let's at least go tell them what happened, because it's going to look really weird that we took an hour to do it otherwise.
Yeah, might I also suggest we get them to stop eating meat?
And maybe we tell them that if they will all meet together in the lounge at 8 o'clock, we will make it all clear.
We'll have the good old Scooby-Doo reveal. Of course, we won't be pulling the hood off this one.
Each room to each other room.
Well then,
And vegetable only.
I think we are at a point now where we're ready to get to our next stage. We've found the murderer, only to find out that it was quite mundane after all. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you join us next week when we return. But between now and next week, we do have some exciting shows for you. Tomorrow, TBD, to be determined. It is not Call of the Netherdeep, but hopefully we've got a show for you, so come back and check out. Thursday, 8:30, another zany episode of Bad Horses, Evil League of Evil. Bum, 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 bum. The last session, our party of supervillain PCs each drink a mysterious potion to power up. Tune in this week to see whether this is a good or a bad thing for them and to see where this insane story goes next. Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Cookie Trek. Simon and Rufus are back at it this Friday, making the totally new and created on the spot Star Trek story, New Cat. Rhymes with ducket. Nucket. That rhymes with a few things, I kind of think. Maybe a temporal anomaly brings gold ducats for future self aboard. Maybe something leads to a dramatic switch in allegiance. But there will definitely be conversations unfolding in a mysterious non-human language. But really, is any of this going to happen, or will it all be thrown out for something that chat wants? You will have to help a 1990s cybercat and a 1950s robot figure it out this Friday. Sunday, the 10th, 9 p.m., the Tomb of Annihilation. Let's split up, gang! After the world's longest long rest, the party finished off the Death Tyrant before it had a single turn. Treasure was found and divided-ish. A pair of death kisses rose from the ashes and were quickly dispatched, and Scrod was the unintended target of a confusing polymorph. Join us next week for the thrilling continuation of Scrod Serling's adventure through the Tomb of Annihilation. Monday, the 11th at 8:30 p.m., back in business. The 194th rule, it's always good business to know about new customers before they walk in your door. The Tellarite Mining Consortium expresses concerns about health and safety protocols, but Cash Dash dismisses the biological quarantine as unnecessary worry. Additionally, a Peculiar kept hinting at something intriguing in the Delta Quadrant. Should they maybe have listened to him? Too late now, they are heading to the surface, and what is up with Noit and his hat? Got great shows for you, ladies and gentlemen, and we got a raid about to come on to Playotic Games. So get over there, message them, chat them, tell them where you came from. Be cool, be active. Most of all, don't be a dick. And we love you. We'll see you next time. Good night.
Bye.